How's it going, buddy? Let's crack straight on with this Russia turn, and we're going to do UK, China, and the US as well in this video, so it might be quite a long one. So let's keep this quick. Russia purchases are going to be as follows. That's a total of 6 infantry in a stack of 2, a stack of 2, stack of 1 and a stack of 1, 3 artillery separately stacked, and a tank. That'll be for the total of 36, meaning we'll be saving 1 IPC for next go. Still not at war, so the Russians have no combat moves, but we are going to shift around a little bit, so let us begin. Ukraine is going to be evacuated. There's a lot of stuff going into Bryansk here, this central territory, so the 2 infantry and artillery from Ukraine are going in there, the 1 guy in Rostov are going in there. Everything in western Ukraine, and that's 5 guys going in there, plus the artillery. We have an AA gun from Belarus moving in there. And what else? Everything in Moscow is moving in there. Let's move the planes out first. The planes are going to go to Belarus. So the fighter and tactical to Belarus. And now we've got a bit more space, so let's move these guys into here. It's an absolute scorcher again today over here. Hopefully you've got some nice sunshine too. Eastern Poland is going to be evacuated as well. Let's move him back to Western Ukraine. So now Eastern Ukraine is for sure an empty territory. Right. Okay, so in Leningrad, we are going to be bringing some troops out. Basically, we're going to put 1 man in Vyborg and 1 in Karelia. So, sorry about all this chipping out you might have to do. And the remaining stack of 12 infantry are going to be split in half as well. So we've got 6 going to Belarus, along with 2 artillery and 1 AA gun. And remaining in Leningrad will be 6 infantry, 1 AA gun, and I think the fighter is going to stay there too, but I may change my mind in the next 30 seconds. The only other thing we're going to do is on the other side, Buryatia. We've got a stack of dudes, 16 of them going into Amur, along with 1 AA gun. Sorry again, you're probably going to have to chip those 2 out, unless, yeah, it's going to have them. The other AA gun is going to ping on the Trans-Siberian Railroad to Moscow. The fighter is going to stay in Leningrad, but what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 infantry that was in Belarus and we're going to pop him into the Baltic states, like that. Okay, that's it for Ruska, I think. I haven't forgotten about the transport that needs to be resolved as well, the UK one. I thought I'd do that randomly in the video, just as a sort of anti-cheat. Not that you'd suspect me to cheat, but yeah. Let's do that after Russia's turn. Right, so that's it. Let's place some units now. Yeah, let's place some units. 2 infantry, 1 artillery into Ukraine. 2 infantry, 1 artillery into Leningrad. We're going to do infantry, artillery, tank into Russia, and then 1 infantry into Stalingrad. That's the end of the Russia turn. Do I recap now? Let's recap now. Russia's at 37, still on the chart. We saved one, so Russia will collect 38. And we have still got our submarine up in 125. We've got one man in Vyborg, one guy in Karelia. In Leningrad, we have 8 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 AA gun, 1 fighter. Belarus has 11 infantry, 3 artillery, 1 AA gun, 1 fighter, 1 tactical. Baltic states, 1 infantry. Western Ukraine, 1 infantry. Bessarabia, 1 infantry. Ukraine, 2 infantry, 1 artillery. Bryansk, we have 9, 5, 6, that's 10 infantry, 3 tanks, 2 artillery, 2 AA guns, 4 mech. In Moscow, we have 1 infantry, 1 tank, 1 artillery, 1 AA gun. Stalingrad, 1 infantry. And Caucasus, also 1 infantry. Still got our, how many guys in there now? 17 guys. And 1 AA gun in Amur. That's it for Russia. Let's do, who's next? It would be Japan. Japan's gone already. So now I believe it's the USA. So before we do that, let's resolve that transport ship. Before I, zoomed out. There we go. Let's do that transport ship roll. So basically you've got two at 2 for 1 round only to see if that transport lives or dies. Moment of truth. Why can't I get this on camera? Sorry about all this. All right, I'm going to put this on here. Okay. Here comes the bomber. And 2 misses. So the transport lives. Amazing. So that's good news for the UK. Right, US. The US is going to be building 2 subs, 1 transport, 1 man, 1 aircraft carrier, 1 fighter, and we'll be advancing our tech as well. So this is everything spent, all 52 spent. We are now at war. The Japanese have been a bit aggressive over here, and they took Wake Island from us. It's a bit leery. So we have 1 combat move, and we're just going to move our sub over here into Sea Zone 6, and we're going to have a little pop at that destroyer. It's a 50-50 battle. So it should be fun. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to leave that up here. Here comes the submarine. And it misses. So the destroyer spots the submarine, fires back, and hits it. So there you go. That's that. Worth a go, I thought. So the sub is dead, and that was a waste of a sub, but sometimes you've got to go for these sort of risks. So let's go into the non-combat phase then. That's all staying there, I believe, that fleet. The fighter, though, is going to fly over to the other side of the board, and he's going to land on the carrier that will be placed there at the end of the turn. So I'm going to pop him there for now. Our fighter on Guam, I was so tempted to try and go for that cruiser, but maybe I should have. Not really anywhere he can go now that Wake Island has been captured and I've got no carrier around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move him down to Queensland and leave him there for now. The destroyer, I haven't actually thought about where to move these guys, to be fair. Let's move him. I will leave him there. No, we won't. We'll move him 2 spaces to 79. We'll move the submarine to 61. And that's it for that side. Now we can move everything on the Atlantic side. So, quite simply, aircraft carrier 2 fighters, cruiser 2 destroyers, coming down to 91. We've got 2 transport ships in this sea zone, picking up the tank from Central, plus an infantry. And the other one is picking up an infantry and an artillery from Central and, from Eastern United States. So 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank onto Gibraltar. The fighters on the carrier, they are going to fly. Can they make it actually? 1, 2, yeah, they can. They're going to fly and land on Gibraltar. Just like that. We've also got a bomber in Eastern United States, and he's going to pick up 2 infantry and fly them to the UK and land them in London. So he will be in air transport. Love these new chips, man. So nice to finally have them. Thank you very much. The fighter is going to go into Sea Zone 101 for the carrier. And that, my friend, is all of the USA's moves. So let's mobilize our stuff. The carrier in 101 with the fighter landing on top, as well as 1 man and 1 transport ship. And the 2 subs are going to go on the other side of the board. Over here. Fear me, Japan. Now let's figure out how much I collect. I'm going to have to consult my Anode cards for this one. Okay, so we're at a base value of 52, plus 5 for Mexico, all those, plus 5 for all the islands. Wake Island isn't in there, so it still counts. We've also got the Philippines, so another plus 5, and then plus 10 because we've done 2 units in Eastern and we put 2 units in Western. So 25 extra for IPCs, for bonus IPCs. So a grand total of 77 for the USA collected this turn. Proper nice. Let's dive into China then. And China can... Well, actually, the Burma Road's still open, so I can still buy artillery. So what I'm going to do is we're going to build 4 infantry and 1 artillery for China. And that will be 16 all spent. I actually completely forgot to plan my China move. So let me have a think now. You know what? I think I'm actually going to come back to China once I know where your planes go. So I know there's not going to be any attacks really for China. So it's all going to be non-com. So if you're cool with it, I'm going to wait until you tell me where the planes land, and then I will tell you what the non-coms are in a separate turn. So get back to you on China. So let's go to UK. And I'm going to try and speed this up. 15 minutes in already. UK is going to build 2 fighters, an infantry artillery, 2 infantry, and what's that? The research, advancing our research and development, and that'll be all 44 spent. Combat. We've got a number of combat moves for the UK, 4 in fact. Some of them juicy, others not so juicy, but still important. Starting out in Kenya, we've got this Italian, we've got a kick out of Africa. So in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, we've got 2 infantry, just one of them marching into Kenya with the mech from Ethiopia, and supporting that battle, the tactical and fighter coming off of the carrier at the movement of 2. We'll have 2 movement spaces left. The next combat move is in Transjordan, where we have another Italian that we need to kick out of our part of the world. So this guy needs to go. Boarding the transport ship, 2 infantry, offloading, and then we're going to take our 2 cruisers. Do I do that? If the cruisers miss, it's a risk. It's a risk. I've not been very lucky, to be honest, in the... I think I'm going to risk it. Should get 1 hit. So 2 cruisers moving up, and they're going to bombard with the 2 guys offloading there. So that's battle number 2. Number 3 is an easy one. We've got this transport, which is going to get sunk. So we're going to just fly our fighter over and do that. And the fighter will fly back. So I'll do it now. Save me forgetting. The last one, the one which has me biting my nails a bit here, is against the Italian fleet in 93. It's got to go, man. It's got to go. We're going to try and hit it. I'm going to try and sink it with our bomber at the movement of 2. Wait, is that 3 actually? 1, 2, 3. Oh, sugar. I don't know if they can even make it. No, man. I thought this sea zone connected to Morocco. There's no way. There's no way they can make it. The fighters, at least. So, shame. I was hoping to take those out. Okay. It wasn't meant to be. So scrap that. We're not going to do that. So let's do the combat moves we have moved so far. Starting out with Transjordan. Let's get this one out of the way. And for God's sake, cruisers, if you don't hit, you seriously are losers. So we're going to do cruiser, infantry, and we'll throw in 1 blue as well for your guy. Oh. me regret this. So, here come the transport ships. Here come the cruisers. The cannons fire. Nice. Okay, we get 2 hits. And the Italians don't get a hit. Okay, nice. We've cleared them of Transjordan. Beautiful, without taking a loss. So let's go ahead and take that guy off. Take that off. Liberation. So UK's going up to 36 and Italy down to 13. I know you like to update the IPCs all at the same time, but I tend to forget if I do it like that or make a mistake. So I do it as I go along, and I hope that's cool with you. Next one is in Kenya. So let's see if this one is going to fare about the same. So we've got 2 greens for the infantry. We've also got a red and a yellow for fighter tactical. And again, we're going to throw in a blue for your defending infantry there. And let's see how this one goes. I'm gutted I didn't get to hit that fleet in 93. Let's see how this battle goes. 2 hits for the Brits, and again the Italians not doing too well this round. They miss. So we've been successful in Kenya, and we've cleared the territory. So that guy is dead, and the Brits liberate Kenya. I'm sure the Kenyans are very happy about that. UK up to 37, Italy down to 12. Okay, non-com. Let's sort this mess out. 76, Sea Zone 76, transport coming down to South Africa. The destroyer moving up to join the rest of the fleet off of Egypt. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to move the infantry in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan into Egypt. The artillery is going to move forward from Ethiopia into Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. We shall move the tactical bomber to Egypt. We shall move the fighter back to the carrier. And the infantry and artillery in South Africa are going to railroad 1, 2, and 3 spaces up to Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. The battleship in 79 is going to move down to 76. The fighter in India is going to abandon the colony and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto the carrier in whatever that sea is. I can't remember the name of. Right. I think that's pretty much it. We're getting close now to the end of the turn. The only other moves are in the UK, London, or rather moves going into London. So the mech in Ireland is going to move back to the UK. I'll pop him on the tray over here. And we've got the AA gun as well coming back to the UK. And we're going to move... that's it. These guys didn't get to move or do anything. So the air transport will remain an air transport. Pick up 2 guys. Let's, move them to Egypt as well. Fly all the way over to Egypt to join up with the fortress that is becoming Egypt. I think it's looking fairly solid. Egypt. I don't know about you. The fighters The fighters. I've had a little ponder. I think I'm going to fly one of them back to the UK. And then the other one, we're going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4 to Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. And yeah, that's it. So let's place units. 1 infantry artillery into Egypt, as well as 1 fighter. I really need to clear this up, man. You know what? I'm going to fly both of those fighters down here. Scrap the one going up to London. We're going to fly both of them to Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. And then we're going to mobilize this one in London. Yeah, let's do that. And then we're going to do an infantry artillery in South Africa. And then we're going to do 2 infantry into India. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know if that was optimal, but let's do that. For collection of monies, let's see if we get any NOs. So the UK is at 37. The UK is at 37, and we've got 1 national objective, which is to control Egypt, Transjordan, El Alamein. So 37 plus 5 is 42 for the British for next turn. Turn done. Let's tidy up Egypt, and then we'll do a recap of everything. Right, that looks good. Okay, recapping the US stuff. Central United States, 3 mech. Eastern United States, 1 infantry, 2 AA guns. Sea-Zone 101, 1 transport, 1 aircraft carrier with 2 fighters. Sea-Zone 91, an empty aircraft carrier, 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, and 2 transport ships. Gibraltar, 2 infantry, 1 tank, 1 artillery, 2 fighters. In London, the US has an air transport, designated bomber, and 2 infantry. The US also has a destroyer in Sea-Zone 79, a submarine in Sea-Zone 61. In Queensland, we have a fighter. And up here in San Francisco, 3 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 mech, 2 AA guns. And our Pacific fleet off the coast consists of 2 transports, 3 submarines, 2 destroyers, 2 cruisers, battleship, aircraft carrier, fighter, tactical bomber. For the UK, in London, we have 5 infantry, 1 mechanized. We have 5 AA guns, and we have 3 fighters. We also have a transport ship up here, which I'm going to move off Iceland. I forgot about this guy. Let's move him back a little bit. That should be out of range there. So let's keep him there. Hope you don't mind. Egypt. Egypt has 7 infantry, 3 artillery, tank, AA gun, 2 fighters, tactical bomber, and strategic bomber designated air transport. In Sudan, 2 fighters, 2 the artillery, 1 infantry. Kenya, 1 infantry, 1 mech. South Africa, 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and a transport ship in 71. Battleship in 76. And in Sea-Zone 81 off of Egypt, we have 2 destroyers, an aircraft carrier, 2 cruisers, and a transport. In Transjordan, we have 2 infantry, And in India, 10 infantry and 3 AA guns. Shan State, 1 infantry, which I forgot to move to Burma. Forgive me. He's going back to Burma. And that's it. Have I done everything? I believe I have. Still waiting on China. So once you've moved your planes, I'll get that done. Sorry it took me so long to do all 3 of those turns. Looking forward to Italy's turn. Peace, brother. Hope you're well.